Well, I spent the day at work today, and there wasn't really much going on. Matt and I were supposed to count. I've been there 2 days in a row in the morning, supposedly because he wanted to do some things, but we didn't really get any work done. We talked about work, but it just seemed like we didn't really accomplish anything. And the counting, he just puts it off and puts it off and puts it off. So he asked me if I would work some hours next week on the regular schedule, so I agreed. He's allowing me not to work Thanksgiving, and he's also allowing me not to work tomorrow, which I'm glad about because I'm just kind of not really wanting to work those hours. Although I might need to check the schedule because I can't remember what he said about tomorrow. So that's all good. Still thinking about Mark and how he doesn't answer. I guess this is a pattern for him. Other people say the same thing on Facebook. But I guess I'm going to have that conversation with him when we do speak. I will need to talk to him by the 20th, and I think it's important that we have some sort of communication between now and the end of the month. So, that's that. There's some emotion regarding him in terms of feeling a little frustrated, feeling a little angry, disrespected mostly, but I think some of that is misplaced because I don't think he needs to be disrespectful, but he does shut people out. He does just kind of check out and doesn't check back in until he's ready, and that's just a boundary that I need to try to respect regarding him. Trying not to kind of scare him back into his corner, basically. Maybe I'm coddling too much in terms of the way I approach it. I just keep thinking that maybe he just needs some space, this is that. But at the end of the day, he's the one who initiated this whole thing, and now I've put a lot of effort into it. So I'm not comfortable just leaving it and not following up. So ask God that he'll help to bridge that gap and soften Mark's heart so that he can see clearly. He's in work mode right now, but God, I pray you show him that he's kind of obsessive compulsive about it, and he's kind of a workaholic about it. He's not really balancing things and processing emotion. He's just pushing through and not really stopping long enough to actually think about it. I ask that you would change his motivations and change his whole outlook, change the way he approaches it, God. I thank you that you are teaching him every day and you are bringing the right messages in his path to prepare him for what you have for him. And you're conforming him to your image moment by moment. But God, I ask that you would just give him grace and help him in whatever it is that you would have him to do right now. Help him, God. Encourage him, strengthen him, build him up. Let him know, God, that you are for him and you won't leave him. I pray that he would know, God, that he's not alone, that you're watching out for him, God. Encourage him today. God, if my messages to him are not helping, then stop me from sending them. If they're agitating him, then just don't allow me to send them anymore. Change me, God, so that I don't have those wanting to encourage so much. But I just feel such a burden for him right now. And I know that you have a plan, God, so just teach me how to be the part that you want me to be and to not go beyond that and to not shrink back short of what you want me to do. Help me to do what I'm doing with a pure heart and with love and without the expectation, God, because I know that this is as unto you. This is something that you want for him, God, and ultimately for your purposes. So I ask, God, that you would just really tenderize his heart and do a work in him, God, in such a way that he can really see clearly. Remove those questions and those doubts that he has. Encourage him, God, in the areas that he doesn't understand. Fill those gaps, God. Bring him somebody who can really meet on his level and somebody who he really feels comfortable with, that he feels a camaraderie with and some sort of connection, and someone who he feels like is appropriate for the task at hand. I thank you, God, that you have a plan and that you are working on his behalf. You know what he needs, God, and I know that you have something specifically planned for him. So, in your timing, God, help him to surrender to the process. Help him to be in line with what you want to do. Help him to be strong and to stand firm no matter what comes and goes, but to just hold his position. Father, heal his heart. Heal his broken emotions. Remove those pains and bitterness and hurt that he has from the past. Heal the areas where he's holding grudges, God. He has unforgiveness and bitterness towards women, God. I ask that you would work on those areas in him so that he could have an innocent heart regarding relationships, and that he can enter into a relationship with a new perspective without taking the old stuff with him. Father, you know what he needs. You know what he needs. And I trust you, God. You're the one who started this. You're the one who will finish it. I go back and I start at the beginning to where things began, and I know how things started, and I know why they started as far as why I chose him. But God, what came from there I didn't expect. I didn't expect it, and there's so much in him, and I think I just see that, God. I pray that I would be like a strong sister to him, that supports him and encourages him and keeps him going, but that he wouldn't minimize me because I'm not as smart as he is, and that he wouldn't diminish who I am just because I don't have the same education or knowledge base that he has.